Hi, this is Frank Walker, and it's your Canon 212 update for Tuesday, the 24th of January. Headline today, Father Rutler buries the never Trump thinker. This is a great piece where Father Rutler makes the thinkers that were smarter than everybody else in the whole world, completely unfamiliar with which way the country was going, he says. He makes these intellectuals look like children, Father Rutler. It's a terrific piece. You think that'll be the end of the never Trumper? I don't think so. Because the Never Trumper wasn't about what they really thought. The Never Trumper was about how they get paid. They move with the wind. No word from Francis Vatican on Trump Hitler's end to international abortion funding. When's Francis Vatican gonna praise Trump? I mean, the guy they just called Hitler, and he defunded international abortion. Nothing out of Francis Vatican. You know why? Because they're the Paul Ehrlich Vatican. They're sitting where their Catholics are supposed to be, pretending to care and love Christ. They need to get out of their seats and put Catholics in there. Mexico City policy. When is Trump going to become that racist the bishop says he is? That's a beautiful thing. Vox Cantoris on the Mexico City policy, showing a mother with a beautiful baby in Africa. That baby should have a big target on its head, but not any longer, because Obama's policy is not in order, and they're not funding abortion. Catholic Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway slugs paid thug at inaugural event. They had these terrible, big, nasty, insulting men just invade these events on behalf of Democrats. And one of them started a fight with a woman. With a woman or two women. Kellyanne Conway walks right up to the big guy and slugs him in the face. And she's as sweet as can be. This is what we're up against. This is what they're up against. They're up against a Trump situation that's tough and effective. God bless Kellyanne Conway, a great Catholic. Judge Napolitano calls Trump's executive order on Obamacare truly revolutionary. Judge Napolitano is a constitutional scholar, and he's also a great Catholic. And he's just amazed at the strategy that Trump is using to get things done. Undue damage, really. Cleaning things up is what he's doing. Sister Noble, the church doesn't need our self-centered, egotistical opinions when we disapprove of Francis. She's not a democracy, okay? They're pulling rank on us. It's the Pope, it's the Pope, it's the Pope. He can do anything, right? Pope Francis can do anything, and we just need to shut up. We don't know what we're talking about. No. I mean, he could do something terrible, and we just have to say, oh, I guess it's okay then, right? Not if you love Jesus. Francis repeats his contention that it's good to be angry with God and argue with him. He says that every few months. How angry are you going to get with God? You know, can you imagine if everybody followed Francis' advice? The curses that would be on the human race? In red, Massimo Fagioli defines new adversarial communistic Francis Church West politic, he calls it. It's sort of a East politic in reverse. Paul VI started this era of really pro-communist, or pretending to be anti-communist, politics in the church, and because everybody knew back then that communism was bad. Now we have a communist church that's anti-America, anti-Trump and the American voters, but they're going to have some sort of a way of getting along. And that's what he calls West politics, but that's pretty upside down, if you ask me. Arrogant Malta Francis Bishop Gretsch. You need to pray and meditate over our Infernal Amoris Laetitia guidelines so they soak in better. Our only goal is for you to encounter Christ, okay? What a line of garbage. You don't want to pray over his guidelines. I think that would be a sin to pray over his guidelines. That would be praying over something evil. You could pray that God saves us from them, I suppose. They always want you to think, you need to go back and think more about what we said. How arrogant is that? That's just like Father Rutler's never Trump thinkers. Arrogant. Amoris Laetitia in the postmodern papacy of Pope Francis. That's a Crisis magazine, a denunciation of the modernism in Francis Church. How there's no longer any black and white. And how anybody's notorious conscience is prime. It's just so ugly. It's all tricks. Tricks and wizardry, really. Doesn't it have anything to do with the faith, just undermining it. Francis urges media to put positive spin on the news, since reality has no one clear meaning and depends on the lens we use. No, he's just saying it right out in front. Nobody can know what reality is. It just depends on how you look at it. And we have to, as Christians, we have to put the right lens on when we look at reality. Really? I thought our faith was reality. Francis, we have to read reality through special Francis Church goggles. So you can read that and learn a little bit about how there's no real reality. It just depends on how you look at it, you know, if you're a hippie. Facing their criticism, Philippines Duterte accuses bishops and priests of being homosexual child molesters. Well, you know, that's the thing about that guy, Duterte. That's kind of I think he's popular. And is that not true? Is it? A bunch of communists. What we should know about Opus Dei. This is a piece, sort of a biographical piece. Some people have come out of Opus Dei. It's very much, in a way, it's a little bit like Scientology. She said they were very unhappy when they were there. It was very hard to get away from them. And I've had some of that experience with them too. I've also had good experiences. But I wouldn't rule out the bad. Milo consigns pro-aborts to hell. Is undergoing reparative therapy. I don't know how you say Milo's last name. It's Greek. But he's a very famous sort of flaming homosexual Republican. And he believes in thinking and reason. And he's growing. And it's wonderful to see because before he was sort of, you know, setting a bad example for conservatives. But God bless him now. He's becoming an actual Catholic. And you know how rare actual Catholics are. NCR. Trump hasn't earned the title Mr. President yet. So at the National Catholic Reporter, even though he just signed a big law protecting life, that he still hasn't earned their title Mr. President yet at the Reporter. I wonder what it's going to take. Well, I guess Francis would know what it would take. And then up at the very top, Bergoglianism, the term, it's spiritually terminal. This is a little piece of irony, of satire at Roraticelli. See if you can find anything in it that's not true. Anyway, that's your update today, and God save the church.